Hello, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hi, Joe.
And that's?
Simon!
He was bugging for pets. That's what he does. He's a buddy.
You know he wants pets when he's still here.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
This is the farm where we grow cross-stitch.
One stitch at a time.
Isn't that right, Simon?
With lots of cat hair in it. Do not get on the table. Today's Monday, April 17th. Happy Monday.
Oxymoron. I'm no longer in the weekend. What is there to be happy about? It's Monday.
Hopefully y'all had a good week.
Hopefully you had really good weather at some point.
We had a beautiful weather week. And today it was snowing again. It was like 85 degrees on Friday.
Oh, random info I just remembered.
And it snowed today. What?
I need the name of the restaurant that I keep forgetting the name of because the one guy from work wants to know if it's the one he's thinking of. So I gotta look that up when we're done. I thought you'd find that funny. That we had a nice little 5-minute conversation about how good Amish country is.
Okay, so the name of that restaurant is Mrs. Yoder's. But what you said was, I need the name of the restaurant that I can't remember the name of. With no descriptive for me until you got to Amish country.
I did say the descriptor. It was just after the question.
It's my life today, folks.
Also, I'm sorry, I said it in my head.
Okay. I hope you all had a great week. We had lovely weather last week, and then today it's yeah, we just went over that.
Today's great stay inside stitch weather.
Sure is.
Unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be stitching for another week or two just because work is kicking my brain's butt.
Work is just always busy. Our pool got delivered on Saturday. It's not installed yet, but it got delivered.
The boxes that will eventually become our pool.
Got delivered.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how that... I'm wondering, is that all of it?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's all of it.
And then I remembered, oh yeah, the reason why why the stuff is heavy is because you have to add the sand.
Yes. So, yeah. So you know how at the end of the video last week I was like, cross stitch weekend. I have to decide what I'm stitching on. Cross stitch weekend is this coming weekend. It wasn't last weekend. And would you like to know when I realized that? Thursday. Needless to say, I still started my project. I have something else to start for cross stitch weekend. And then I'll start another thing the last weekend of the month because, you know, it's birthday month and I can do something like that. And I have literally started one thing a weekend this month. So, there you go. Or one thing a week.
Hey honey, don't feel bad. Thankfully, I hadn't ordered yet, but I was in line at the drive-thru at McDonald's and went like this and patted my side and went, I don't have my wallet.
The other thing I screwed up last week, and it kind of was like, became an okay sort of thing when I realized as soon as we got done filming, I had forgotten some haul. I will show you all what this is when we get to the haul section. But if you skip our haul, you might want to stick around for that. I have some finished cross-stitch pieces that I picked up from the Needlework Guild from a stitcher who passed away, and they donated all of the stuff to us, to the guild, and I picked through the finished stuff. But it was okay that I forgot that because last week's video ended up being almost an hour anyways, so I can dedicate all of this week's haul to showing off those pretty pieces.
As I was saying, what? I was in the middle of a story.
You had finished your story. You forgot your wallet. You said that.
And I didn't get to look. There's more to it, but never mind. Keep going what you're doing. Never mind.
Finish your story.
No. I was just going to say I was funny because I drove home and I was like, crap, where's the wallet? Drove back. Got my food. Thanking God that I hadn't ordered yet because that would have been really irritating.
Yes. Why don't we shout out our commenters, please?
Yeah, what? Oh, it was just hearts. Jeep Girl Stitches, just put hearts. Okay, that's what that is. Okay, I was confused. Susie Scott, Teresa, Andre, Bridget, Janet, and PD Stitcher.
Thank you all for your comments. Thanks all for your input on what I should start and that, even though it wasn't Cross Stitch Weekend. I still started it. We'll get to that when we get to whips, which we're going to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whips.
As I said, brain drain.
Brains drained. Well, I stitched this week. Let's start with project number 1. I have beat the crud out of the cover photo for this pattern. It's just wrecked. Dimensions, Scenic Farm.
I was actually going to try to help you move it.
It's all good. There we go. That's what it looks like when it's finished. We are working on it. We're working on it. We're working on finishing it. And that what you do with all your projects. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be uncooperative. Hang on. Let me put this back. I don't know what my computer's doing. I hit something. Okay. So this is on the 18 count kit fabric that came with it. I added fabric to the top to make it easier to work with. I told you to go away. Okay. Pinterest is popping up a thing on my computer that's somebody shaved your pin and it won't go away. Okay. So I finished the sky. There's some white here on the other little outbuilding that's right here, but you can't really see it because it's white on white. There you can see it, kind of. So the sky is all done. And it was 1,533 stitches. Most of it, she finished the sky. I think this little bit here was like 200 stitches or so. She finished the sky. Yay, look at that, the sky is beautiful. Okay, so I used this for 2 of Castle Week's prompts. Something with several elements in it. It's got barns, it's got house, it's got trees, it's got animals, it's got sky, it's got silo, it's got, I think that's where I stopped. I could have kept going. Something that relates to your own heritage, which this relates to my heritage because my daddy was a farmer, his daddy was a farmer, his daddy's daddy was a farmer.
Considering where they're from, I think you can just go all the way back.
I'm pretty sure we could. And then this was 2 of the letters for the monthly, an S for snow and an E for evergreen. So there we go. Maybe I'll finish it in the next time I pull it out to stitch it. Maybe maybe it'll take me 2 stitching sessions. Didn't really think was going to take quite that much. We'll let Skylar to finish. But it's okay. Alright. Then, I pulled out my Sal prompt item and stitched on that. For this week it was, well, for last week it was Supernaturals by the Witchy Stitcher. This is on a piece of 32 count heirloom by me.
Yeah.
No, I just couldn't see her eyeballs. I'm like, did I stitch her eyeballs? Yeah, I stitched them. You just couldn't see them. I did 318 stitches on this. I finished the witch block. And then started the block which was under the angel. Because I needed like that many stitches to finish. And I was like, okay. So, we did that. Then we stitched on something I need to get into a project bag, because I still haven't done a project bag. I have the nail clippers attached to the bag net. Beauty and the Beast by Soda Stitch. I stitched on this for something that was legendary. Because my love of Beauty and the Beast is legendary. So legendary, in fact, people send me Beauty and the Beast patterns and stuff. And I did 437 stitches on this. I don't know what the fabric is because I inherited this project, mistakes and all. But my 437 stitches was to finish the rows here, get the back stitch in, and do the cupcakes. This project is chugging right along.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. It is. Yeah, this is where we're at today. And then Thursday, when I realized it wasn't cross stitch weekend, I decided I was still going to start my project because I can. I'm an adult and nobody tells me what to do. So I started You Are My Sunshine, the Design Works kit that my friend Victoria gifted me on Black Ada. Not that bad. It's really not. I got 700 stitches in on it. That is 700 stitches. This is going to stitch up pretty quick, I think. I did this for one of the monthlies, for the S, for an S for Sunflower. And then this was one of the Castle Weeklies. This is the second project I have started this month. So that's what we went with. And I did, like I said, I did 700 stitches on it. It's pretty good. And then I did, which Olympics was it? I pulled out an Olympics project since it wasn't actually cross stitch weekend. I did not commit myself. I stitched on that on Friday. That's why I'm like, that's a pretty easy stitch. For Olympics, 18. The 1964 Tokyo, Japan Olympics. I pulled out, someone picked out for me to stitch on, Oh Feathers by Rosewood Banner. Yay!
Hey,
Oh,
honey,
what?
you want to know what that makes me think of?
What?
A quack dealer.
I did a lot of stitches this week, but it was not on a lot of projects. This is on a piece of 32 count white, just white even weave, because I wanted the colors to really pop. I did 1,260 stitches on this. I finished the Tokyo Olympics with just one project.
Dang.
I finished, so I did, there was two diamonds over here, I can't remember which ones. And then I think all 4 of those diamonds. But all the little diamond flower thingies are finished on this. I do at some point need to go in and put the black, this stuff, there's black detailing in between these guys that I need to do. Maybe I'll do that when I stitch on it next. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave that for the end after I get all of the little flower bits stitched in on it. Because you've got these guys and then these guys and this guy. I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with that. So yes, I stitched a lot this week on not a lot. That's all my whips for the week.
Quality over quantity.
That's really what I went for. I mean, I have 2 projects that I stitched over 1,000 stitches on this week. So I really went for quality over quantity. But yeah, that's okay. So, we're going to go into haul, and I'm going to show you the wonderful finished objects that I inherited from the Needlework Guild. Haul. Here we go. Are you ready for this? I don't know if y'all are ready for this. Because I was not ready for this. We started going through this box at Needlework Guild, and we're like, oh my god, somebody's just giving their work away? Oh my god. That's when I got the story that it was from this lady. She passed away a few years ago. All of the fabric, if you remember me talking about bringing home a ton of fabric, filling up my little Jeep Patriot with fabric, this is the lady, same lady. Some of these I'm fairly certain I can identify. Some of these I'm not so certain I can identify. So you may hear me say, I don't know who that's by. The first one, I don't know who it's by, but I think it's pretty. Got a barn on it.
I didn't even see this box, by the way.
Yeah, I kind of ravaged it.
No, I mean, I didn't see it because I was busy doing other things. That was set up after the first time I looked.
I'm pretty sure this is a Paul Yvonne. None of these are fully finished. I am going to take these and fully finish them. I am not sure who this is by. It kind of looks Paul Yvonne-ish, but I didn't think she did stuff quite like this. I just think it's adorable. This is another one that's... Okay, I'm not going to lie. Most of these could be Paul Yvonne's, and I just don't know it. There is a few that I'm pretty certain I know are Paul Yvonne's. I don't know who this one's by.
Well, I guess we can kind of tell what one of her favorite styles is then.
Yes. My mother loves covered bridges, so I may finish this and give it to her. Even though I didn't stitch it. This one I'm almost positive is a Paul Yvonne. Come on, focus. Thank you. Do I have this one up the right way? Yes, I do. Yay! And this one I'm almost positive is a Paul Yvonne, and this is the last one. So if you think you can identify some of them, maybe what their names are, help a girl out in the comments. So, I wanted to do them justice, so we did them justice. And they've had their own little whip, or their own little haul section. And now, we will go on to plans and announcements. This week's going to be short compared to last week. Plans and announcements.
I want to play with beads.
Okay.
I want to get that done.
Beads. We'll play with beads.
Hopefully, if I should stick with it, I'll show you able to get it done.
Maybe.
Maybe get a finish going.
That would be awesome.
No, because I would need to get it done.
Yeah.
That way you have time to fulfill it.
Yes. So I have 4 more monthlies to finish. Well, let me rephrase that. I technically have 3 more monthlies to finish. I finished one of them today. I'll show you that next week, because I'm still technically stitching on the project for another one of the monthlies. I got my 2 G's out of one project. So, I have the T and an E, and I'll be done with the monthlies. But, let's talk about the prompts we got Friday for Collectibles Week in Daily 30. So the first one is to stitch on a whip your grandmother might have stitched on and explain why.
That's not fair. I didn't know either of my grandmothers.
I stitch on nothing that either of my grandmothers would have stitched.
Actually, I think the one you just did, the Scenic Farm, I think your one grandmother would appreciate that one.
I don't know. I didn't know the one grandma that well, so it's a good thing it's the 100, 200 week, because I think some of these are going to be alternative stitches.
Sorry, it just made me sad because it made me realize I didn't get a chance to know either of my grandmothers.
Stitch on something that could be qualified as a piece of memorabilia and explain why. What?
Every single flipping memorabilia and Nora Corbett.
Memorabilia. Again, I don't know.
Well, mainly because they're limited printed and then they're kind of just, you know.
But memorabilia.
I might be
Memorabilia includes collectibles related to a person, organization, event, or media, including t-shirts, posters, and numerous other collectible items. So think things that are related to comic books and trading card games and video games and TV shows and stuff I don't stitch about.
Belle. Raven Queen.
One of my Beauty and the Beast ones would work, I guess. Even though I've already stitched on all of them, they may get pulled out again. Okay. Collectible items are limited supply, blah, 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 blah. Stitch on a rare whip. I gotta think about this.
Any that are out of print?
I'm not currently stitching on any of my out of print charts.
We'll have to go through that then. We'll have to go through the list.
None of my out of print charts are currently being. None of my out of print memorabilias I have a start on. Okay. Stitch on a whip of your choice. Oh, I gotta read the whole thing. Collecting is a childhood hobby for some people, but for others a lifelong pursuit or something started in adulthood. Some novice collectors start purchasing items that appeal to them, then slowly work at learning how to build a collection, while others prefer to develop some background in the field before starting to buy items. Are you an experienced or novice collector? Stitch on a whip of your choice and explain which you are, or if you fall into another category. I think I would definitely fall into the category of I buy something and then I start learning about it, so I buy more.
I already know exactly what you collect.
What?
Antiques.
I collect several.
I know.
I do collect. I have antiques. I love
We
antiques.
live in an antique.
We live in an antique. I collect antiques. I have a collection of teacups. And
You know a lot about teacups.
I do know a lot about teacups.
It's actually a lot of fun at a thrift store to pick up a teacup and go, hey, honey, what about this one? And she knows.
Yep.
And sometimes she'll look at me, get a grin, and go, we're buying that. And go, well, I found a good one, didn't I? She's like, that's $5. That's a $50 teacup. But not that good of a job, but you give them one.
Okay, and then the final one is stitch on a whip of your choice and tell us about the first time you bought a digital pattern. I'm trying to think when the first time I actually bought a digital pattern was.
That one bell.
No. The first time I actually bought a digital pattern was when I bought a Haida thinking this was a great idea. It wasn't a great idea for me. Other people are great with Haids and full coverages. I'm not. So, as for cross-stitch, the actual cross-stitch weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I do have a new start planned. I don't have it to show you because I am in the process of figuring out where the frack I'm going to start on it. When you see it next week, you will understand. I think I've lost my mind. I think I've lost my mind. Alright, so that's plans for the week. Last week's video was almost an hour. This week's, I think, is barely going to cross the 30-minute mark. It's barely going to cross the 30-minute mark.
I'm tired this time.
It's all about balance, people. If you have seen something that you would like to purchase, you can contact me and the Slovak Farm can order it for you. I should probably say that sooner in the video because I know that there are people who don't watch the plans section of our videos. Someday I'll remember that. But it's not today. If you've made it this far and stuck with us, thank you so much for watching. What would we like the people to do?
I was actually going to try to think of a comment real quick. I'm like,
I found my bag.
hold that up.
My dad likes Crown Royal. Okay, I like Crown Royal. I can't afford Crown Royal. In the quantities my dad drinks it. Long story. But they keep the Crown Royal bags. Down at Jungle Gyms, I think they take them and recycle them or do something with them. Because they collect them and then they take them down when we go down to Cincinnati. Anyways, I need a dice bag. This is my dice bag for the time being. I was trying to find it the other day.
And would you like to know what my random question I thought of is?
What?
What is the most random thing you've kept a project in?
That's actually a really good question.
Because my most random thing is the sleeves of a sectioned out backpack.
What's the most random thing you've kept a project in? Let us know below.
Please like, comment below, share, subscribe, bell notification, thingy me bobby, the whole YouTube thingy me bob.
Whole YouTube spiel. Thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of your week with us. We hope you enjoyed. We hope we gave you a break from the insanity that is real life lately. And
stitch on!
Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Bye!